Three, two, one. Hello, everybody. Anti-HyperLink here. Welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet. Three, two, one. Hello, everybody. Anti-HyperLink here. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Scarlet. Finally got this shit working. I got it working last night, but then once I got it working, I was too pissed off to fucking. And it was like nearly 1 a.m. It was like 12:32. I think it was exactly 12:32. Now it just won't fucking show. Okay, now it did show up when it said pairing. Good. Don't fucking automatically connect to this other computer. So I don't know what the fuck happened with my capture card. I guess like it wasn't working last weekend either. I made a whole fucking I made a fucking stream saying fuck this company and fuck this company. I was just pissed off at everyone, like, 'cause everyone's run by morons. OBS is complete shit, but it wasn't OBS's fault, and I guess it wasn't Elgato's fault. I uninstalled Elgato capture software and reinstalled it, and then I was looking on the website more, and there was something about drivers. Maybe when I was trying to get that stuff, like to change the drivers to see if my red Wii remote, yeah, the red one, see if the red Wii remote would work. It didn't. Like, of course, it only works on a Wii. Fucking knock off fucking Chinese garbage or whatever. Sold on a stupid website that doesn't say anything about it. It literally showed a TV and it had Bluetooth and there was no fucking video game on the TV. I guess they can't show that on that website. I mean, I didn't expect it to work with a fucking TV remote, but it said Bluetooth, so I assumed that it would connect to my computer. And then I bought two of them, and now I have Wii remotes that are basically useless unless I'm playing a Wii game. Oh, I gotta. That's me. Not a Wii game, but it's a game that's in my Wii. I gotta bring Wind Waker to the condo, the case, because Wind Waker's in the Wii, and I'll just put that in my backpack until the next week, till next weekend. Um, let's hop into Pokemon Scarlet here. I think that's the right account. I had to download the driver again. I don't know. There's an extra thing that you gotta download. Like you gotta download a certain driver to make it work. So it wasn't OBS. Like it wasn't my capture card being on the fritz. It wasn't the cords. It wasn't my computer. It was because I needed to download a driver. So like I'm just gonna say, I'm assuming that because when I tried to do that, when I was using those programs, that one program that like replaces the driver, it takes away your Bluetooth driver and it replaces it with something else. And then to uninstall it, you gotta take something out in Device Manager. Um, but I assume that's what took away my ability to use my capture card. Anyways, we're back here. I'll go and frickin' face Nimona playing as Scarlet again. Just like as a heads up, like obviously in Hoenn and Sinnoh, I was the girls, and Kanto and Johto as the boys. If I ever end up playing Sapphire, I'll be playing as May again. I'll probably end up playing Diamond or Pearl as Lucas. I guess Diamond. Pearl I might just play as myself. I don't know. Or just no one. Or Dawn. I don't know. Yeah, I should have named Dawn Platinum. No, that wouldn't make sense because you can't rename Barry. No, you can rename Barry. What am I saying? No, you can't rename Lucas. He's always Lucas. It's always Lucas or Dawn. Anyone can be a Pokemon trainer as long as they have Pokemon by their side. No shit, Sherlock. Fucking, where did you learn to be a detective? Batman Sherlock Holmes training you? Like, holy fuck. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. It's our duty as trainers to help our Pokemon grow stronger through battle. So now we're serving them? Ah, I see what they're doing. They're making it seem like we're the slaves. So, you ready to battle me, Scarlet? Yes. Perfecto! I'm so excited for the— oh no. Cannot do a Spanish accent. It just defaults to Italian for some reason. Like a lot of the words end up sounding the same. And I apologize to the Spanish community, but I can't do your accent and you're gonna end up sounding like Italians, okay? So when they finally make a game set in an Italian region, the Italians can celebrate because I can kind of do that accent, although it's probably not the greatest. But whatever. Perfecto. I'm so excited for this battle. I think I'll use Mr. Mona. And he's English, obviously, because he's an old man. All old men are English. All old white men are English. They all gain an English accent once they reach a certain age. That's a fact. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Except I'm not. Trust me, bro. I'm even like learn. Okay, you know what? Let me just go on Duolingo to Spanish. Let's just hold on a second. 2 times the experience. Okay, hold on. Maleta. See, that just sounds like Italian as well. Libro is whatever. Maleta is suitcase. Libro is book. Passaporte. Passaporte. It just sounds Italian. Why does am I wrong in thinking that the Spanish accent and the Italian accent sound very similar? Which one's which, though? Is it a Spanish man? Well, it could be a trans woman. A Spanish male and an Italian female fucking, or the other way around? Hmm? Which one has the hotter men and which one has the hotter women? I think they're both known for having, like, good-looking people. Yeah, that's really hard to say. Now, the earbuds are low, so as soon as they're gonna start blasting fucking loud noise into my goddamn ear. So much for watching Reese Wyral. ¿Tienes una cartera? I can't speak.
Estudiante. Pasaporte.
Passaporte. It just sounds like Americano. It just sounds Italian. I trust that you remember that Miss Scarlet is wholly inexperienced in Pokemon battling. Hey, oops, what's called, Director? I was about to send out one of my unusual partners right off the bat. My voice. I have a hard enough time voicing women and girls as it is, but when I'm trying to do an accent...
Pasaporte.
Passaporte. I guess I'll take this chance to try out my new buddy instead. That just sounds like an Italian girl. You want Are Italian and Spanish accents similar? Accents are always acute in Spanish. In Italian, they are usually grave, but occasionally an acute. I don't know what that means. Spanish tends to have a more open vowel sound. What? Okay, so in Spanish, the letter A is pronounced with open sound like ah. In Italian, it's So, Scarlet, where Italian would say scarlet. Well, that's of. That's of. Is an A sound. So, an Italian would say let's have as a fruitful bottle. Bottle. They would say bottle. Come on, Scarlet, let's have us a fruitful battle. Me using my hands to speak doesn't help. I do that anyways. You are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Nimona. At least I can use my normal accent for that one. Well, I mean, sometimes I have a deep accent, or deep voice. Sometimes I have a high voice. I know this is your first Pokemon battle, so let's have some fun. Some fun. Mamma mia! See, that's Italian, but I'm just being a dick at this point. I'm not being a dick, like I'm just joshing you. I'm just joking around now. 82% of the vocabulary of Italian and Spanish is mutually intelligible. So speakers of either language would be able to understand more than 4 out of 5 of every words. Wait, more than 4 out of every 5 words? Wouldn't that be 5 then? But they'd understand 4.5 words? Are Italians considered Latinos? Oh, all Italians, Frenchmen, Spaniards, Romanians, and Portuguese, as well as all those Latin Americans whose language is Spanish or Portuguese, are Latinos. So French people are Latinos? Because they're Latin. Because their languages come from Latin. That's weird. Why do Spanish and Italian sound so similar? I'm not talking about the languages, I'm talking about their accents. I don't know what an acute accent and a grave accent is. In Italian, the majority of the words are stressed on the penultimate syllables, as in cane, orologio, bella. Yeah, penultimate. Bella. Canne. However, there are many exceptions. Blah 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 blah. I don't know, but occasionally an acute accent is used to indicate that the final E is closed. In perche. Is that? Oh, that's Italian. Signor, la Repubblica, el país. A lot simpler than English, no, they're not. You don't fucking learn idioms. English is not a hard language to learn. I don't understand how that's hard. But I was born into it, so. Well, not bad, neighbor! It's just gonna sound fucking. I should just use my own accent, but like a girl. Look at you, winning your first battle ever! You've got even more potential than I thought. You're a strong trainer for sure. I just want to do it. But now I want to try out a different strategy. Let's go again, just one more battle. Miss Scarlet and her Sprigatito are surely weary Already from that last battle. Ah, sorry, I got caught up in all the excitement. I assumed that uninstall, but it was uninstalling a fucking Bluetooth driver and replacing it with something. So how did that have anything to do with the USB port? Like, the USBs are fine. What the fuck happened for it to... Oh my god, why is it just going into the red with the mic? Maybe if OBS wasn't fucking complete garbage... Can't even get to my YouTube studio because I have to fucking... Oh, okay, it went there. No, not studio mode. What? Fade to black. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, it's fine. Even though it's going into the red with the mic on OBS. But if I take off the fucking gain, you can barely fucking hear me. 7.60 decibels of gain. It's probably not enough. You know, I'm just continuing. I'm gonna continue to say, if my mic sounds like shit, if anything sounds like shit, blame OBS. It's not my fault this program is garbage. They should make it easy to use, and they should make it. And I have to fucking tweak minimal things.
Estudiante.
Estudiante. Estudiante.
Estudiante.
Estudiante.
Mal.
Americano.
Americano. Americano.
Pasaporte.
It just sounds...
Laura, ¿tienes la cartera?
Okay, I don't need to take this.
¿Tienes la maleta?
Maleta. ¿Tienes la maleta? Do you have the suitcase? Sorry, Scarlet. Same to your fricatito too. Let's battle again. Don't worry about it. Fuck, I don't want to battle her again. Fucking 2 tufts of dyed green hair, because you gotta fucking enter to those people. Especially with what's-her-face, the fucking 2-toned hair, little fucking midget girl. She's not a midget, but she's not a little person. She's not a dwarf. Alright, thanks, Scarlet! She has tits. Why does she have tits? She's... well, because you don't grow tits. You don't start growing tits when you're 18. Which is what some people would probably think, because they think, oh, a character that's between the ages of, like, what? I'm pretty sure girls start going through puberty when they're, like, 8, so... But, like, between the ages of, like, say, 12 and 18, like, a teenager has tits? Oh, they're sexualizing children. Like, for one thing, that's not a child, it's a teenager. She's definitely a teenager. I think this character's a teenager as well. I don't know if she's 11. It doesn't really matter anymore. They don't really fucking put any effort into this shit. But I'm really, like, I get really pissed off when people are like, oh, well, Game 3 needs to make a Pokemon game that's not shit. This game's not shit. Just because you experienced a few glitches doesn't mean it's a buggy mess. Your Pokemon went into the air, oh no. Can you play the game properly? Yeah, you can. You two seem to be becoming fat. Oh, you two seem to be becoming fast friends. Though you've only just met. I'm an old man. Can I count on you to take your new schoolmate here under your wing, Miss Nomona? I'm sure she can learn a great deal from a champion-ranked trainer such as yourself. It just sounds Italian to me. You bet, sir! Well, they're all speaking English, but they can have an English accent, or a Spanish accent. I'm surprised Munching Orange didn't give everyone a Spanish accent, considering he's Spanish, while he's Puerto Rican? He's definitely not Mexican. He's from a Spanish-speaking country. Not Spain, but doesn't need to be Spain. Oh, that reminds me, since you're new to training Pokemon, there's an app you definitely need. You have a smartphone, right? Let me see it for a sec. Yeah, of course, because fucking stupid Rotom bullshit. The Pokédex app was added to your Rotom phone. The Pokédex will automatically register any Pokemon you catch. See, like, that's the thing. It's not just an actual Pokédex anymore. It's not special anymore. It's a fucking smartphone app. It's not a special device anymore. It hasn't been a special device since Pokemon X and Y. Before that, it was a Rotom Dex. I mean, that's kind of special. But so now everyone has a smartphone that's actually a Rotom? That's really weird. It's a must-have for Pokemon trainers. It's a super handy app. Our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jacques, actually made it himself. Is he French? See, this also doesn't make any sense. Because he hasn't been... It's not like... How far into the fucking future is this game? Because it's not like... Despite what Josh Jepson thinks, the Pokédex in Gen 1 was not a notebook where they wrote the fucking notes down. It was a Pokédex. It was a fucking... It automatically registers things, meaning it's not a fucking notebook. This makes no sense, but this has to be in a universe where... It has to be in another universe entirely to anything else, because this guy is like an old man, and this game can't take place that far in the future of like X and Y and stuff. Like, okay, let's say, see, it doesn't exactly work out, because, okay, apparently Red and Green were set in 1996, so I assume, you know, Red and Blue might be 1998, but that doesn't make any sense, because I'm pretty sure Gold and Silver did come out in 1999, or was it 2000? But that's still 2 years. So, did I say 1999 or 2000? Pokemon Red and Blue came out in 1998, but Red and Green came out in 1996. So I'm going by that. So if those, there's a book that, like an old Pokemon book that said those games take place in 1996, which makes sense with the whole moon landing thing with that one guy. And then the next games will be 1999. And then that's it. But considering Fire Red and Leaf Green are very similar to their originals, that's either 1996 or it's 2006, roughly. Like, if the Hoenn games are, no matter if they're before or after those games, they're around the same time. They're like a year or the year before, year after, or the same year. And there's GameCubes in those games. And then there's Wii's in the Gen 4 games, all of them. So either those systems came out earlier, or the games are set later. But then, if the games are set later, then that means that the black and white games can't be can't take place in 2010. They would have to take place in 2020. And the sequels would have to be in 2022, and then X and Y or X and Y would be around 2022 as well, and then the Alone games would be 2 years later after that, so that would be this year, 2024, and then Sword and Shield are sometime after that, and this game is sometimes after that. So this man is not old enough to have had a Pokédex in 2006 that was automatically, like, Pokédexes didn't exist until fucking Professor Oak came up with it. He invented it. And if it's like 2006, but even further, if this game takes place in the same world as Sword and Shield, and then same world as the Alolan games, and same world as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, then that means that the fucking Pokédex that wasn't a handwritten note was a thing in, what, 2018, 2019, 2020? Whenever those games came out? I don't fucking know. And in those games, fucking Blue complains that when he was on his journey a year before that, he was using handwritten notes. And before that, there was nothing else. Okay, so maybe, considering Legends Arceus, oh, I've already been going fucking like 30 minutes, my god. Dios mío. Or Mio Dio, or whichever. No, Dios mío is Spanish, I'm pretty sure. My god. Considering Legends Arceus, I suppose there could have been a Pokédex before Professor Oak, so maybe he didn't invent it. They don't want to credit poor Samuel Oak with his invention. So that means that this man had a Pokédex. They called it a Pokédex, but it was just ordinary paper and handwritten notes. Or, like, who is making these games? Is it like millennial Japanese people who are angry at Japanese boomers or something because they're doing this, where the old man is like, back in my day we did this and this. But, like, it doesn't make any sense because the first Pokédex was a fucking machine. It's always been a machine. Until Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came along, and Blue was like, well, what? When I was on my journey a year ago, I was still using a notebook. And then Legends Arceus, set 300 years before the first games, which you don't know if it's 2006 or 1996 or 2016 or 2026, or it doesn't have to be a year ending in 6. It's just, it works better if it's that way. Okay, let's go. Oh, fuck's sakes. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out in 2018. Okay, well, November 16th, but 2018. So that would mean that the Johto games would be 2021. And yeah, Black and White doesn't have to be 10 years later, but it has to be enough time for that Rocket Grunt to return home, find a woman, which he doesn't say that he's gonna, well, maybe he already had a wife and kid to return to. We don't know. But based on what we know, let's just say he didn't. Wait, how to reboot? Oh, reboot the data. I was like, how to reboot a franchise? It's not a multiplayer. I guess it is a multiplayer video game. That means that Johto would be 2021, and then the Black and White games would be 2031, and then 2033 would be the next games. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And still, this man would have been, regardless, even if it's 2031 or 2033, and then 2 years later is A lot of the games, let's say it's just 2 more years after that, 2 more years after that. That's 35, 37, 39. So in 2039, this man will not have been young enough to have been a kid in 2017. Oh. So they're just not keeping anything consistent anymore. Mostly because the people playing it are either children who don't understand consistency and are not gonna... If you don't teach them to appreciate it, they will never appreciate it. And the grown adults, the children in adult bodies playing these games, I mean, I know I'm playing it literally right now, but the people who still act like children. I mean, I still act like a child sometimes. I mean, what I'm saying is, like, people who say things like Xbox and PlayStation games, as if Microsoft and Sony are creating their own games. For the most part, they're not. It's not like Nintendo attacking toucans. Back in my day, we used ordinary paper and handwritten notes to compile our Pokédexes. It's quite the age we live in now. Ooh, filling out a Pokédex by hand? I can't even imagine how much work that would take. Yeah, God forbid you do any work. I mean, it's always been a machine, so it would never have been work. It was never work. Maybe before that, Professor Oak was using it, like handwritten notes, but he literally didn't have any of the data on it. Wait, okay, but what I don't understand is it an AI? Like, the data would have to be in the Pokédex. Like, in the show, it's more like the information is in there and it's teaching the person using it about the Pokemon. But in the games, he wants you to fill out the Pokédex so that he knows about the Pokemon. I don't really understand how the Pokédex is supposed to work. Oh, no, I suppose you can't. No, she doesn't understand the actual work. Yet no matter how much the times may change, the wonder of meeting new Pokemon never does. That is a truly timeless pleasure. And the more Pokemon that you encounter, the more you'll find yourself growing and changing. I hope you'll both work hard toward the goal of completing your own Pokédexes. Now, Miss, and Italians would say Mess Namona. No, they would say Miss Namona. Miss Namone. See, that is Italian. God damn it, man. Now, Miss Namona, do still have a few manners to discuss with your parents. This whole fucking episode has been this battle. Could I depend on you to see Miss Scarlet to the academy? You would be doing me quite the favor. Favore. Of course, leave it to me! Then leave her in your capable hands. Alright, little one, it's time you and I were on our way. Fah! Maybe I ought to make a little more time to work on my Pokédex outside of my battling. Alright. Speaking of Pokédexes, Scarlet, you've probably never caught a wild Pokemon, right? I'll show you the ropes before I take you to the academy. Come with me. I'm not ending the video now. Press the minus button to open the Pokédex app on your Rotom phone. You can navigate to your Pokédex by pressing the X button from the map app. Map app. Oh, Scarlet, I hear that the Mona will be taking you to school. It's exactly the same voice. That's right, ma'am. That's right, ma'am. Leave it to me. I can't do any voices ever. So you've already managed to make a friend? And I read about the wonderful teachers who have looking after you at school. Plus, so many handy facilities you can use as much as you like. Leak. I don't fucking know what that shit was going on about with the frickin' owls. Eating your new friend, Namona. And it sounds like your school life is shaping up to be fantastic. That's not how they would speak. They would fucking pronounce the words properly. Now, you'll be staying in the school dorm, so I want you to promise me you'll eat proper meals. Here's a bit of spending money to start off with. I also packed a lunch for your first day. Thanks, Mom. A dish made by sandwiching vegetables, meat, or other ingredients between two pieces of bread. Thanks, I didn't know what a fucking sandwich was. I'm pretty sure the children playing this know what a fucking sandwich is. It makes a fantastic meal when out on a picnic. Oh, and you better take these too. 5 potions. Okay, thanks for handing me things. Use them on your precious little partners of yours. Should I get hurt in battle? Partner of yours? I don't know if it said partner or partners. Oh yeah, and the fucking... I forgot about the fucking delay. Right, yeah. I don't need to mention it every time. I know every day in your new life is going to be full of exciting experiences far from home. Far from home. Just try to savor them all, the good times and the hard times too. But if you ever want to come back home, I know your bed is always ready for you. And it's like right there, and I can just fly there on a fucking bird Pokemon as soon as I get that HM handed to me. Oh, alright. You two had better be off, I suppose. Take care on your way to school. See, this game is like basically based around the idea of not having to work for anything and just having everything handed to you. You probably handed HMs, or you get helper Pokemon. I think HMs are back though. You don't have to go. You don't have to do anything to get to certain gyms or to certain. There is no story basically. There's no fucking plot. For the most part, there is a plot, but it's just like fucking Breath of the Wild. Because people are fucking allergic to linear storytelling. Which is called storytelling. Your mother's so nice, Scarlet. Oh, but I was going to teach you. I was going to catch wild Pokemon. Teach you how to catch wild Pokemon. Come on, vamos! Vamos! Vámonos! Soy Dora. This way! They're all just gonna have the same voices. I mean, when I play Digimon, I don't make them all sound Japanese, but that's because they have English accents in the English dub. Whereas with this, they're supposed to be Spanish. They're supposed to be Japanese. I guess I could fucking attempt to make them all sound Japanese, but probably, well, according to fucking Trailer Park Boys, oh, it's okay to do a French accent or an English accent, but if you try to do a Mexican accent, oh, now you're just trying to get me in trouble. Like, because Mexicans are brown, I guess. And not white, and they don't have white skin. They're not European as well. So if it was Spanish accent and not necessarily Mexican, then it would be okay, probably. German would probably be okay. English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh would be okay. French would be okay. But if you try to do like an Indian accent or any kind of Asian accent at all, or any Middle Eastern accent, or like an African accent, or a Mexican, like a Spanish accent from like a Southern American accent, or a Mexican, Cuban, Puerto Rican accent, all that, because the people who have that accent don't have light skin, it's offensive to do that accent. Which makes no sense at all. None. Zero. Alright, this here is Pokepath! 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 It's a path that leads to adventure for you and me. Out here, things are different than in town. You're gonna see wild Pokemon out and about. You call that town? One house up here and then one house down here that's like way bigger? That's a town? Is that what Spain is like? You're gonna see wild Pokemon out and about. They'll be in the path, in the grass and such. Okay, so why is having mimicking a Mexican accent like offensive, or probably even just like a regular Spanish accent? But if you're trying to speak Spanish, you have to do the accent. If you were learning Japanese, you would have to do it with an accent. Or any language. For fuck's sakes, like, I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what kind of bullshit the fucking Trailer Park Boys have turned their fucking SwearNet into. Fucking politically correct garbage. They can go fuck themselves. Like, they're fucking dumbass fucking 50-something-year-olds anyways. And most of their opinions are coming from the actual actors, and it's not the Trailer Park Boys anymore. It's just them speaking about real-life things, like actual things that are occurring, and then occasionally Ricky is dumb, or Bubbles is full of himself, or Julian is talking about people getting laid or booze. Or he's greedy. Because improv actors apparently aren't really good at writing things. Go figure. And Bubbles likes kitties, and he's a virgin, and he's full of himself, and he thinks he knows everything. Which I'm pretty sure the actor playing him thinks he knows everything. Because he thinks he knows all about AI, and he's like, oh, put it in ChatGPT and it'll do it for you. ChatGPT cannot do everything. It can barely help you write fucking Python code. It gives you code, and then you put that in your thing, and you're like, okay, this, and then it's like, oh, well, this section is wrong. It's not good enough, and then that's the section that it gave you. Or it'll give you code, and then when you're still having problems, it'll give you something different, and you'd be like, okay, do you want me to put this in or this in? And it'll be like, okay, well, not that one, this one. And I'm like, okay, well, you gave me that one, or you gave me both of them. Really, it gives me both of them. And I'm like, okay, but you're telling me not to use the second one, which is the one you just gave me. So it'll give you incorrect code or insufficient code, like not code that's not as good as other code. And then later on, it'll give you other not as good code. And then when you are like, do you want this one that you gave me or this one that you gave me, which I haven't actually said the one that you gave me. It's like, oh, well, this one's not as good. Or that's the one that it just gave me. The one that it just told me to replace it with. Well, it didn't tell me to replace it. It said, write this as your code. And I'm like, okay, well, I noticed that something's different between them. And I'm like, do you want me to put this one or this one? And it says, oh, the second one's not as good. Put that one. I'm like, okay, so change nothing and leave it as it is. Replacing nothing, correcting nothing, fixing nothing. It claims to want to help you with your fucking problems, but then it doesn't help you with your problems. It just gives you more errors. And the fucking JSON versus Pickle thing, where Pickle is not secure because people can put malicious code in it or something. Like, you should be careful where you're downloading Pickle. stuff from, like Pickle save files, but it's harder to serialize complex classes, or just classes in general, with JSON. So am I supposed to do nothing? Like... And the way this world works now, if I made that game using Pickle, and then someone took it, made a save file, put a virus in it, and someone downloaded it, it would somehow be my fault. And then everyone would say the word accountability 75,000 fucking times. Ugh.
You're going to see wild Pokemon out and about. They'll be on the path and in the grass and such. Race and such.
Apparently every A is an A sound. Oh no, ah, not A. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Would it be? So, Spanish people would say battle, but Italian people would say battle? You'll have to battle. Get too close to one and you'll have to battle. No, they would say battle.
Get too close to one, you'll have to battle. But make it easy though. Right? And if you want to catch a Pokemon, you gotta use a good old Pokeball. I've got tons, half of you.
There was what, it was in Pokemon Clover, in a video that I was watching, it was like, you can keep tons of empty Pokeballs in your backpack, but you can only hold 6 Pokeballs containing Pokemon. Don't question it. And I'm like, that's a good fucking point. You can have, how many, like, you can have like fucking 80 Pokeballs in your backpack, maybe. More than 6. You can keep more than 6 Pokeballs in your backpack. You can have fucking 20 of them, but you can only hold 6 Pokemon at a time. And you never see anyone keeping their Pokeballs on their belt, like in the anime. I don't think anyone in the anime does that. They just fucking pull it out of their ass. They just pull it out of nowhere. I think Ash used to do that. There was someone that used to do that. Oink, 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 oink.